Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 24 of the Road to Anywhere, my Journeyman series. And yeah, 24 years in, I've had another week of playing with FC20. It's my third season in Holland with FC20 and it's eventful. I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy it, but I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been good. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it enough to smash the like button. I really do appreciate it. The guys that do that, you really help me. It helps the episode and the series. If you want to help the channel a bit more, you'll find a link down below to my Patreon. Really would be appreciated. Any pledges? Thank you very much. Right. Yeah, I think you're enjoying it still. If you're still here, I'm enjoying it. Like I've said in other videos, I don't know how long it's going to go on for. I really don't. Because it's gone on possibly about 23 years longer than I thought it was going to. Which is crazy. So yeah, thank you for all the support. So I reckon we just get straight into it and see what I've been doing, eh? We're going to start here, and it is July. I'm about to play, at this point, the first game in the league. Obviously, what I look at all the transfers and so on. It says we're rich there. We ain't rich. I don't get this sometimes. Sometimes it says you're rich and when you take over a club and you go on the bank and you've got like £1 million. And then sometimes it'll say you're secure and you've got 50 million quid. So I've no idea how that works, mate. If you know, let me know. But I think we need to look at the ins and outs. Now, there hasn't been loads. We won the league last year. Got a pretty good team. I just made a few tweaks. Got rid of a few unhappy players. And one of those unhappy players was Mr. Peterson here. Good lad. Good player. Just not as good as the other guy ahead of him. 22-year-old Brazilian. And he's gone to NEC in the same league for 4.2 million. It's going to go up to 5 million. Apparently, he's only worth 2.5 now. So I feel good about that, but I think he's worth more than that. He is a good player with a lot of promise. I just had a better right winger, so he's just spent the last 2 years not really playing. So I needed a replacement, but I wanted someone that might actually push my Dutch right winger a little bit. And obviously I've got that huge Brazilian shortlist, lots of lovely little cheeky bargains there, and I picked up this fella for about 6 million, and he's worth more than that now. So again, if we sell him eventually, or the club sell him once I've gone, at least they'll make a profit. We've got him from Grahamo. I always call him Grahamo because I'm called Graham. And when we were kids, I don't know if I've ever told this story, USA 94, England didn't make the World Cup. So we all had to pick a team. And Romario and Bebeto, but if you remember them, these played for Brazil, and were brilliant. So me and all my mates all supported Brazil. And we all played football. And all we did was stick an O on the end of our name. My surname's Graham. Grahamo. That was my name. I don't know why, but it was great. So anyway, we signed this fella. Don't know how to say his name. Basically a like-for-like player, really, for the one that's left. Next player to go out was a right back who was my original starter in the first year, but last year I got that young Brazilian Macon. He's better, so he played. So he was unhappy, 28-year-old. Fair enough. We got a little bit of money for him. I didn't get 1.8 million. That's just for show. But he's all right. He's gone to another team in the same league. So, good luck to him. Now, his replacement was already here last year. He was a spare player I brought in on loan, but he's now the official backup on his second season on loan. Martin Gala. Martin, the American from Hoffenheim. Next player out the door was this fella who was my backup left back. Nothing to shout about. He's not really that good. He's been at the club for a long time. He just hasn't played much since I've been here. So, yeah, he don't really like me. And I'm sticking with that theme, the Brazilian theme. I like it while I'm here in Holland. I'm having a bit of fun with it, to be fair. Plus, I've got this great shortlist and I can't be bothered scouting loads more stuff. I'm doing stuff, but just not as in-depth as I did with Brazil. So, sticking to it. It's working for me. And this is my new left back, who I reckon is going to be my new actual left back. And really push the guy we've got, or I've had for the last couple of years. Because he's great. And he's a lot better than him. And he, again, only cost me about 5 million quid. Bargain basement, but look at his quality. Well happy. Out the door is my third striker. He was my second striker the first year, third striker last year. Again, he's gone to a team. They bought 2 players off me now. Willem 2. I didn't get a lot for him, about 800 grand, and he's not that great. I only kept him last year because he was a homegrown Holland player, even though he's German. But I've got the right balance really with my homegrown players for Europe this year. Now, because I've already got 2 good strikers, I think I still felt like I needed that third, and I didn't want to spend any money, so I've jumped into the loan market to get a really good player who could actually push the boys to play this year, and it's Davey. Great name. 21-year-old English player on loan from Spurs, but how good's he? Next player out the door was Timo de Jong, a player I bought as a squad filler, and that's all he ever was. Hardly ever played. So obviously he's not happy. So fair play, he's gone to Heerenveen. Hopefully he can do well. And I didn't get a lot for him. I think they've only bought him as a squad filler as well. So yeah, he's probably going to start crying soon. But I've replaced him with a much better player. My third and final Brazilian this summer. 23-year-old Ganso, love that name. Great player. His number one role is as a volante, which is perfect. And he can play naturally as an anchorman, which again is super perfect. He's going to be great for me. The last player out, or the main player, I've got rid of some crap you've never even heard of. But last first teamer to leave is Falkenberg. Again, someone I brought in as a squad player, never really worked out too well for him. So good luck to him. And to replace him, I've saved a few pennies by dipping into the low market again. We brought in this fella, a German 22-year-old from Dortmund, who, you know, is great. He definitely is. I mean, look how much he's worth. Why is he worth 64 million? He's not even got more than 3-star potential, man. So if we look at the team report, and I'm not going to go through it all in detail because you've seen the majority of these now for the last couple of years, but you'll start seeing, look, we're getting a good team. Now, one signing I forgot to tell you about was Sam Arthur, the wonder kid goalkeeper from Liverpool from last year. He's come for a second year on loan, and he's now a bit better than the keeper from last year. So last year he was my backup. This year he's probably going to be my starter. The back four looking good with Macon. The centre halves I got from last year, very heavy Brazilian, but it's brilliant. Look at my new left back, definitely better than the old one. Centre midfield, Valde, Ganso, Pabel, Ribeiro, brilliant. Honestly, I've formed a right good little team here together. A lot of Brazilians, but I like that. Again, Brazilian left winger who's gone down a bit in his stars. He's still a good player. We've got my new Brazilian on the right, so. Do you know what I mean? And we've got Sosa up front. I mean, I'm buzzing. I think this is obviously the best team I've had while I've been here. And like anything, you've got to build it and build on it and build on it slowly. But I was well excited for this season. Staff-wise, I've tweaked a little bit. Again, you can see scouting-wise, I really feel I'm coming towards the end of my club career, I'll be honest with you. So I've not been as into the scouting while I've been here in Holland as I have been throughout the whole series. Because I've been living off my Brazil shortlist, which is bloody brilliant, can't lie. And I'm not going to show you in detail, but it's massive. I mean, some of them have actually left Brazil now, like this fellow up here, because I'm loan there. Well, these are, I've ticked it to interested, so these are players that actually would want to sign for us. But obviously a lot of them, since I started it, have come to Europe now. But I mean, there's still loads, and look how it goes on, forever and ever. And there's so many good players, especially maybe not if you're in the Premier League, but when you're in somewhere like Holland, perfect. If you're going to be in the Holland manager, load up the Brazil League. Lots of good players at a good value that you can afford that will help you win things. But were they going to help me win anything? We're going to have to find out, aren't we? First, let's check in on the pre-season. It was brilliant. We won every single game. I went on a tour, a 3-game tour of Saudi Arabia. We were invited by the Sheikh, paid us a few quid. It was alright. And then we went on another tour, this time to Portugal, 3-game tour there, for a bit of weather, a bit of sun. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a relaxed team bonding. Had a beer, bit of chicken from Nando's. Do they actually have Nando's in Portugal? I love Nando's. Getting one built in my hometown of Denton. But is it actually as popular in Portugal as it is here? If you're Portuguese, let me know. But yeah, pre-season, brilliant. Well, the one thing I really wanted to win was the league. I wanted to do it back to back. I think that'd be pretty special. And again, it's going to be fun. It's a really competitive league, and it's been running now for a few years. And the likes of PSV, who have got to play first, and Ajax are just getting stronger and stronger. Now, I'm all about requests. If there's anything you want to actually look at, let me know. And if I remember, I'll try and show you. And someone wanted to know if Zlatan had ever won anything. And you might remember last year, Zlatan was manager of VVV Venlo. Well, he left to become bloody England manager. How random is this game? Eh? Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the manager of England. The 61-year-old Swede. Following in the footsteps of Sven-Goran Eriksson. So yeah, I'm not going up against him this year, but you wanted to know if he'd ever won anything, didn't you? as a manager. Well, let's have a quick look. So his career started at Nuremberg, finished 4th. Runners-up in this Bundesliga 2. Got up into the Bundesliga, fair play. But has he won anything? He won anything? Runners-up in the Pokal with Wolfsburg. Won the Pokal with Wolfsburg. There you go, mate. So he's won something. Oh, won the Champions League. When he was Cole manager, he won the Champions League. Really? Really? And then he went to Marseille. Did he really? Wow. Won the Major League Soccer All-Star game when he was Philadelphia manager. So he's hit the heights. Cole, Champions League. Went to Marseille, who were massive, remember, after I made him amazing. And then he must have got sacked from there and gone to America as a manager. That's a bit of a step down, no offence if you're American. Did really well with Philadelphia, didn't he? And then obviously from Philadelphia came over here. Didn't do too much, but he's just gone to England this summer, obviously. Or last year. When did he leave then, though? Was it last year? Right. Okay. And he's just won the Nations League with England. Jump forward to the 10th of December because I've just finished the Champions League group stage at this point. But I thought we'd have a look at the league first. And we're not at the top, although it is super competitive, as always. So much fun. This is Zlatan. Must have laid the foundations there because VVV Venlo joint top with me, FC20, and Feyenoord. Ajax are only 2 points behind us. PSV are lacking a little bit. But yeah, it's a fun league. I really, really enjoy it. Looking at the results, it started really well. We beat PSV 3-0, which is cracking. We didn't get beat till we played FC Utrecht. Wait, this is one of them games I should not have been beaten in. Went on a great run again. And then we got beat off Herenveen. Brilliant. And then we haven't been beaten for ages. We just drew quite a lot of games though recently, which is, fair enough. But we're up there, we're battling, it's competitive. I like it. It's not something you just run away with. Came to the cup, and someone did actually mention this in the comments. How easy is it? The first few rounds in the Dutch Cup are fun because you end up getting some team who are just so bad you annihilate them. Absolutely annihilate them. I'm pretty sure last year, let's have a quick look. Yeah, we had a 10-0. Look at that! 10-0. But obviously this year we're doing okay. I'd like to win this. I'd like to win as much as I can. I really would like to win it before I leave Holland. But yeah, we beat them 8-0, and then we beat Feyenoord, who aren't shit, 4-0 away. So that's a great result. And now we've got FC Eindhoven, who I kind of know a bit about now, in the next round, the third round. But over to the Champions League, and it was a little bit disappointing. I said I didn't think we'd do great in it, like going and win it, but I thought we could get out of the group stage. Although we did get a tough group, man. We were definitely the worst team in it. You got Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia bloody Dortmund, and Inter Milan. So, it's like the group of death. Borussia Dortmund won it 2 years ago. So, yeah, it is what it is. But to finish third, I was chuffed. Because you get into the Europa League, don't you? But if we look at the results, you'll see, we started off well, beat Inter 2-0. Like, nice one. That's well good. And then we got battered off Paris Saint-Germain. 2-1. Got beat off Dortmund. Managed to pick up a point against Dortmund, which is our saviour, really. And then we got beat off Inter. And then the last game, I thought, this is it. We're going to be bottom of the group. We beat Paris Saint-Germain 3-0. So, we've got it in us. On our day, we can still do well. Just not enough. But Europa League is probably a more realistic competition for us where we're at right now. Now, I completely forgot to mention this in the last episode, but I asked to improve the stadium, and they said yeah, and that's happened, and we're now in a 42,000 seat stadium. And I said this before, I always play long saves me. This is the first time I've done anything like this in a long time. But this entire series, I've played every team I've been at, playing like I'm there forever. So I'm trying to improve the club and leave them in the best place possible for when I do leave. So yeah, we're trying to get the facilities better, but to have the stadium that big, that's great, man. They're a big club in Holland now. We're the biggest. To really solidify this club as the biggest, I reckon we need to do back-to-back titles. And yeah, it's going to be a tough ask, but I reckon we could do it. Long way to go though, so let's find out what happened next. Well, we're now at the 1st of February, and by this point, we were top of the league by a few points as well, so we're getting a bit of a cushion there. We've Venlo in second. Whatever Zlatan did in his short time there, he set the foundations there, hasn't he? So that's really good. That I like how each year we've been here, you've got the big boys are always about. I mean, Ajax and Feyenoord, well, PSV aren't doing that well this year, but you get these random teams coming out of nowhere. Like Herenveen won it, didn't they? And FC Utrecht and Willem II were up there one year, and where are they now? They're 7th. So it's really good. I like it. Really, it's a lot of fun. We've got Sosa, top goal scorer, buzzing with that. Valde, my lovely Brazilian midfielder, he's 3rd on that list as well. And William Enrique, my left winger, top of the assist chart. So we're doing brilliantly. We've only lost 2 games. So yeah, let's see what we did in them games. Well, I've only played 5 league games since I last saw you, and I've won all 5. Yeah, brilliant. Won 3-0, 3-2, 2-0, 2-0 and 4-0. So can't really grumble. That's probably why we're top of the league. Came to the cup, we're doing really well. We beat FC Eindhoven, which we should be doing 2-0, although it was extra time goals. Brilliant. Dave Davey got the goal in 100th minute. Dave Davey! Anyway, got PSV in the next round and beat them 2-0. So we've knocked out Feyenoord and PSV. I'm thinking this is the year. This is the year we're going to win it. And we've got AZ as in the semi-final. I felt well positive. And of course, we're in the Europa League and we've drawn Celtic in the first round knockout. A team I would love to knock out. I think that'd be great. They're a big team. One of Scotland's biggest teams. And yeah, that's going to be well interesting. Let's check in on the squad. We're roughly just over the halfway point in the season. I've ranged it by average rating. And my best player is easily at this point Sosa. Again, just scores goals for fun. Again, I'm glad I've had this chance to work with him because I found him at O'Higgins in Chile. And he's a good striker. He just scores goals. Got Valde, who is brilliant. Look how many of my players are wanted. Do you know what I mean? Rodrigo, great player. Enrique, my left winger. You got Laquiana, my right winger. Again, another centre half, brilliant. I mean, the Brazilian boys are awesome. I can't lie. They're really, really good. And I mean, Sosa's not Brazilian, remember. I think it's Argentinian, but yeah, they've been really, really good. Davey! Not played much, but when he has, he scores goals. Now, I still can't get it out of my head that freaking Zlatan Ibrahimovic won the Champions League with Colm. And they did. They won it. He did it. There. He beat Bayern in the final. I find that amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, the rest of these teams are all big teams. Schalke, that's my Schalke in it, and they're still a good team there. They're a good young side. You've got the Cities, Arsenals, Barca's, Real Madrid's, and then Colm. That I can't believe my back-to-back with Marseille. It's that long ago. Nearly 20 years ago. Well, this year we're in the Europa League, and I've got a good chance of doing it. What a great team! I mean, we can beat good teams, beat Paris Saint-Germain, and I've never won it. So I was really excited to hopefully go on a good run at it, because you never know when anything's going to be your last, do you? So I was excited. Also, Colm have won it in 37. So, yeah, they're great. And look who they beat in the final, Bayern. God, that's weird, isn't it? So we're top of the league at this point. We're still in Europe, and we've got the second best goal scoring team in the league, and we've got easily the best defence in the league. So, could we hang on in there? Could I do a domestic double? Could I do anything in Europe? I think we'll go to the end. I think it's about time. Well, here we are at the end of the year, and yeah, we won the league. But we didn't run away with it. Again, it was super competitive. We won it by a point. Wow, Feyenoord second. Venlo was good for them. I wanted them to do second because they did really well, but they ended up 10 points off. Also 11 points off me. Ajax in 4th. PSV were awful. Ajax, teams like that are going to start suffering not being in Europe, But FC20, we've done back-to-back league titles. Really, really proud of it. Sosa didn't end the season though as number 1 striker. Nick Janssen of Ajax did. But I had 2 players in top average ratings, so I was really chuffed with that. I was just really chuffed that we only lost 3 games. We drew 8. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, winning that title was one of my favourite. Here is that running, and we did fantastic, like really, really well. I mean, we had this period here which wasn't great, but that final push at the end was brilliant. We beat FC M&M Slim Shady 1-0. They've just been relegated, but buzzing. Ajax 1-0. Great results. These little results here, brilliant. And to beat Venlo 3-1 last game of the season was brilliant. But we dropped some points here. Feyenoord, only a point ahead of them. What did they do? They were bloody brilliant. It was neck and neck. It was nail-biting stuff. And Look how good they are. Their last, I mean, any slip up and I could have ballsed it up, but luckily we didn't. We were good enough. I think we were better than them anyway, to be fair. I felt like we were a better team than them. But that running, look at that. How many games they won on the run and how many clean sheets they kept in the last 5 games. They've only let in 1 goal in the last 7 games. So yeah, unlucky Feyenoord. Maybe next year. We could have done a double. Could have frig. Could I friggers. Got beat 1-0 off AZ. I really thought we were going to do that this year. When I got them in, I thought they're beatable. They're a good team, but they're beatable. We're going to be in that goddamn final, but we're not in the final. If you've watched me long enough, you'll know that I'm happier when the team that knocks me out goes on and wins it. Makes me feel a bit better. Didn't happen though, did it? AZ got beat on penalties after a 0-0 ball fest with FC Utrecht. So well done to you, FC Utrecht. But I think it's about time we went on a Europa League adventure. Could have finally do it. Could have get a trophy I'd never won before. Well, I'm going to find out because it was super freaking exciting. Apart from this very first game, which was against Celtic away, it was a 0-0 shitfest. But this was a game we did win when they came back to our place in Holland. We beat them 2-0. Enrique and Ribeiro getting the goals. Next, we drew Paris FC, a team that the hardcore of you might remember turned me down for a job. I went for the interview, they turned me down and ended up getting the Marseille job instead. But I went for this one first. What kind of story would it have been if I hadn't got a Marseille and won back-to-back leagues and Champions League? So I'd been there. A weaker team, really. I mean, where would I have gone then? Where would my career be right now? Don't know. So I wanted to beat them, but I couldn't beat them in Paris. It was 0-0. But just like the last lot of legs against Celtic, we brought back to Holland, the Netherlands, and we beat them 2-0 with goals from Ranulfo Pereira and William Enrique, everyone's favourite Brazilian left winger. Next, it was the quarterfinals, and we drew Standard, one of my old rivals from my Club Bruges days in Belgium, and we beat them 1-0. But I wasn't 100% confident with this. I'm not doing that well away, and I thought 1-0 isn't good enough. It's going to be tough in the second leg. But we did enough. This game, I still get goosebumps thinking about it. It was 1-1. Obviously, they took the lead right near the death, and I was like, you're joking. In the 84th minute, but then Valde, one of my favourite players, popped up with a 95th minute equaliser, and that little extra goal we needed to say bye-bye to Standard and book our place in the semi-finals against one of Europe's greatest ever teams. And wow, what a first leg at home against AC Milan, beating them 3-1. Ribeiro, Daniel and Rodrigo getting our goals. They got one themselves, but we dominated them. Absolutely battered them. I'm like, we've got a Europa League final here. I know we've got to go to Italy. We've got to go to the San Siro. It's a tough place, you know. But I could get this Europa League. My hands on that cup. Couldn't wait for the second leg. And then I did not see this coming. How about showing you the goals is too many? I think the less said about this, the better. After that, absolutely dream-shattering experience. I was quite glad they didn't go on and win it. FCP, you know me. Porto beat them in the final 2-1 with a goal in extra time. Boo-hoo. Hardy, ha ha. Just in case you're wondering, the big European competition, the Champions League, was won by Atletico Madrid. They beat Arsenal 3-0 in the final. So this is my final squad. It's arranged by average rating, and I've got a great team. Great first 11. They're really, really good. On the day, not every day, obviously. Milan. They're a great team. Great squad. Got a few players who want to leave again. It is what it is. So 3 years. Probably come to the end, really. Back-to-back league titles. I'd have liked to win the Dutch Cup. I think I could win it eventually if I stayed. Europe. I'm gutted about that. I'd like another crack at a chat. I'd like to do well. I'd like to stay, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I've got pastures new ahead of me. I think that road is calling me. I think it's time to put the backpack on and the boots and get walking somewhere new. Where am I going to go? I'm still here at FC20 at the end of this episode. My pre-season's all set up. There's targets I could go for, but I definitely think I'm going to resign. But I don't want to resign until I get another job. Now, you might remember I got offered some jobs. I've been offered loads of jobs in the past. But it's a very specific year this year, and things can happen in these kind of years. So I think I was going to bide my time and wait to see what happens. But I think my career is definitely going to take a mad turn. There's going to be a fork in the road, and I'm going to go down the way I think you wouldn't expect. But I ain't going to tell you where that road is. I ain't telling you where it's going. I'm going to leave it on a freaking cliffhanger. I want you to come back for the next episode, episode 25, which will be awesome, I'm hoping. It's going to be very different, but very awesome. And I can't wait to share it with you. But you're going to have to wait till next Saturday, maybe Friday. Depends when it comes out. It's definitely going to be a week away from now. But yeah, thank you for all the support with this episode and the series. Make sure you smash the like button if you enjoyed that. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you want to help the channel out, link to my Patreon down below. And hopefully you'll come back for the next one. It's going to be a different experience. Can't wait. But yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. It's time to say bye-bye to FC20. And hit that road. I'll see you next week. I've been Bood. You've been brilliant. Bye-bye.